We know that running science activities at your home with your kids can sometimes seem like a daunting task, but it needn't be so. We've got loads of different activities for you to try in our own experimental series, and this video will help you get the most out of these, or indeed any science activity you want to try at home. One, don't worry if you don't know the science. This is usually the first thing people worry about when it comes to thinking about doing science activities at home. The importance of these activities isn't in the learning of the facts and the figures, it's to get your kids asking questions, making predictions, and using these to design investigations. In other words, getting them to think like scientists. If your child asks you a question and you don't know the answer, it's okay to admit it. In fact, this may present an opportunity for further exploration. Maybe you can carry out another experiment to investigate the question.
Can we use that important scientific discovery to have fun? Yes, we can!
2. Play, look, ask. We believe that play should be the starting point for engaging children with science. Children can learn through play, but that learning turns into thinking scientifically when you encourage the children to look and focus their attention on certain aspects of an activity and then consider questions about what they think might happen.
So Elite, is there anything you could do with the spaghetti to stop it moving like this?
I could maybe put this in the middle here.
Yeah? Okay, try that.
This is just how we designed our series Experimental. For example, one activity involves children trying to find faces in the environment around them. Before beginning, they're asked which facial features they think are most important in recognising faces.
Why do you guys think that this looks like a face? What features can you see? Sarah?
This encourages them to think about the investigation and make predictions before starting. The children are then asked to take photos of the faces they find and keep a tally of all the reoccurring facial features to find which are the most common. This can then be used as a basis of further questioning, such as why they think some features are more common than others. 3. Ask the right questions.
Do you find it easier to see more shapes with all the colours or easier with just the one colour?
Easier with loads of colours.
Do you? And why is that?
Whilst you're running science activities, it's important to ask your kids loads of questions to keep them engaged and thinking about what they're doing. The way you ask these questions can also make a big difference. So try to avoid asking simple yes/no questions.
I'm going to pour it in there.
Yeah.
What do you think might happen?
Change a little bit of colour.
A little bit of colour. What do you think, Tom?
Explode.
Maybe it will explode?
For example, instead of asking, do you think this will happen? Try to ask something along the lines of, what do you think will happen? This will encourage your child to think about the investigation and make a prediction. And in doing so, they'll have to think through a number of different possible outcomes.
Cool.
So this cabbage water kind of changes colour in a slightly strange way, doesn't it? So should we see if it changes colour with other things?
Yeah.
This is actually bicarbonate of soda. What do you think might happen this time?
These predictions can then be put to the test and can help you progress each activity through a testing phase. This helps the kids get a sense that they are really leading the activity. Most science activities will have a set of materials and instructions to help you carry them out. But if you want to go off script, or if your child suggests modifications, it can be fun to follow these through just to see what happens. Do they think their design for an elastic band cannon is better than the one suggested? If so, that's great. Give it a go. If it doesn't work, you can always return to the suggested method, but perhaps with a greater understanding of why one method works and the other doesn't. 5. If it doesn't work, don't worry.
So what do you think would happen when we drop it?
It bounce.
Oh, should we see if it bounces?
Yes.
Do you think it's going to squish? Okay, everyone ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
If an activity doesn't work for you at home or you don't get the expected outcome, don't see this as a failure, but instead as a learning opportunity. can you figure out what went wrong? By tweaking the way you do things and looking at how this affects an outcome, you can begin to work like scientists. If you'd like to get some ideas for science activities to run at your home, check out our experimental series. Each activity is designed to be carried out using everyday household items, whether it be building towers with spaghetti and marshmallows or carrying out brain-bending illusions. Each activity is supported with its own video and printable fact sheet to help you run through each activity step by step. So, what are you waiting for?